Lord Yahawashi Mashayach, or double on the great and apostles, the holy power, to make this video today. As you can see from the title, from Sky News, it says more than 8,000 cash points switched off as hundreds of bank branches close. And these cash points are where, pretty much known as ATM machines, where you take out cash, physical cash, and just pay for things. So this just leads to the fact that Esau's beast system is going to be strengthened. He's taken action already by taking down these ATM machines, and soon enough that cashless society will be established. Since thousands of cash points have disappeared during the pandemic and many not being replaced, new data shows. And obviously Esau wouldn't want to replace these things, because the fact that his aim is to put that chip within people's bodies. And obviously we know that the Max is just a precursor to the microchip implant, which is the ultimate aim of these the elites of the Edomites, like the Rockefellers and the Rothmers, what else? Rothschilds as well, Rothschilds and Rockefellers mainly, and so a few others, but still the same Edomite elites. But man, the Esau's clearly increasing that pressure. One thing with the Max, that's one side of pressure. Another thing is also increasing the fact that people can't withdraw cash anymore, because more people are going to use cards, their phones, to pay for goods. And after that, it's going to be the microchip implant. You can't use anything else apart from that microchip, that which is the mark of the beast, to pay for anything. So it says around 8,000 ATMs have been switched off in the past 18 months, according to research by the consumer group, which equates into a fall of around 13%, and it's just going to keep falling. It's just going to keep falling. It says research has also found a total of 801 bank branches, which is where like you go for either depositing cash money into your account or thing. If you got any queries, you go and meet the bank branch where you can talk to people. But man, these things are closing down. Esau's system, B system, is going to come into fruition very soon. And that's when people who don't think the mark of the beast is coming, they're going to be confounded, and then they're going to be ashamed that this system is actually real. So slowly it's going to come, and in fact, not even slowly, it's going to increase. The pandemic just sped it up. So let's see. But that's the point right there, man. Let me get the preset right here. Let's read this quickly. It says, while many people can now bank digitally, millions of people are not yet ready to be able to do so. It is consumers who are looking to withdraw and spend cash in nearby shops or the high street who will be hardest hit if they are left without a way to access it locally. Exactly. And also given to the homeless as well, that won't be a thing. But obviously Esau will find a way to do that. Having some kind of scanner for the homeless people, if they get chips, which they probably will if they ain't with Yahweh Yahawashi, then they're clearly going to be with this beast system. And but man, the fundamental part is that Esau's system is going to come into fruition, but it won't last long. That's the faith. That is the faith. Anyway, let's go to precepts. Obviously, the beast system, which I'll talk about right here, is mentioned in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 to 18, which I always mention. It says in verse 16 of Revelation chapter 13, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Verse 18, here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number 666, which represents Esau, which is Edom. That 666, which is the number of the beast, that represents the microchip as well as the Edomites and their beast system, because it says it's a number of a man. So that number 666 represents man, especially these elites who are building up this system. So Khan, man. That's what the closing down of these cash machines are going to lead up to. When there's no cash at all, people are just going to have to use digital. And when the time comes of which they have to force people to get that microchip implant, that's when those who stand for Yahweh Yahawashi will stand. And yeah, we'll endure whatever we need to endure through. Let's get to the precepts. So, I think Colossians chapter 1 verse 17. It's pretty much a reason, verse 16 actually. So like it's just an advert. But yeah. So Colossians chapter 1 verse 16 to 17, which is really a scriptural verse to give us more faith in Yahweh Yahawashi in these times to come. So it says in verse 16, Colossians chapter 1 verse 16, for by him were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, which are known as the angels. All things were created by him and for him. Verse 17, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist. So clearly that referencing the wicked, the righteous, everyone, Yahawashi Mashayach is the fundamental for why they exist as well, because Yahweh allowed it. And his spirit is within everything as well. In fact, let's go to the book of wisdom as well. Another precept to add on to that. I think it's Wisdom chapter 1 verse 7. Yeah, it says here. Wait. Where is it? Actually, that's not right. So look, it says Wisdom chapter 1 verse 7. For the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh, filleth the world, and that which containeth all things hath knowledge of his voice, of the voice. So Khan Yahawashi Mashayach's spirit is within the earth and all the creations. So without him, people can't really exist. So only if Yahweh allows it, that's the only reason why they will exist. So even the wicked as well, Yahawashi Mashayach has a purpose for them. So God says, for the Spirit of the Lord, the Spirit of Yahweh filleth the world. His Spirit is within everything. And that which containeth all things hath knowledge of his voice. So clearly, Yahawashi Mashayach, Yahweh, he commands it, that's why it will exist. And Yahawashi obviously second in the command in the heavens and in the whole of the universe as well. His Spirit is within everything as well, especially the prophets who are preaching out in the highways and byways. So Yahawashi is speaking through them as we believe through faith as well. Let's see. So anyways, but going back to the cashless society as well, ESOL system is probably going to be, the fact that there's pressure from Max, there's pressure from the from the cashless society coming as well. And let's see again, there's probably pressure as well from demons as well that are coming too. Because demons, they can also use vessels just as angels as well. They can use vessels, but we're just vessels to be used. So whatever you fill your spirit with, your mind with, that'll either increase or decrease the likelihood of you being controlled by a demon or an angel. But Khan, man, whichever one that comes in that situation, you better hope that Yahawashi helps you and strengthens you to make the right decision in order to not take the mark of the beast, the microchip implant, or the max, which is the precursor, or to get pressured by any of this nonsense. But yeah, man, we gotta keep persevering. Let's go to James chapter 1 verse 8.
Is it possible to get one pair of shoes
all these
for only
adverts.
£4? The material cost for a pair of shoes is $2.
Okay, so it says, James chapter 1 verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. That's what it says in Wisdom chapter 1 verse 1. That we should make our eyes single with Yahawashi Mashayach. That we should seek him in singleness of heart. Let's go to that right now. Wisdom chapter 1 verse 1. It says, let's check it. Love righteousness, ye that are judges of the earth. Think of Yahweh with a good heart, and in simplicity of heart seek him. So Khan, in this time, Yahawashi Mashayach will want us to actually focus on him, to dedicate our lives to him as well, because that moment will come where we won't be able to rely on Esau's system, which will be a good thing as well, because we're finally detaching from relying on Esau's system. And Yahawashi Mashayach, Yahawashi, they're going to reveal miracles to us that will increase our faith as well. So, and anyway, let's read that again. It says, "Love righteousness, ye that are judges of the earth." And who are the judges of the earth? And it's the elect. Reference in Revelation 14. And the elect, let's go to Isaiah chapter 42. Isaiah chapter 42. Salak, verse 1. Yeah. So it says, "Behold my servant whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles." So clearly, the ones who bring forth judgment are the ones who are judges of the earth. And that's the elect of Yasharallah. Yasharallah meaning Israel in the ancient Hebrew. And those who judge the earth, as it says in Wisdom chapter 1 verse 1, they're supposed to love righteousness and seek Yahweh, Yahawashi, in singleness of heart. So that's there right there. So if you believe you're a judge as well, if you hope to be a judge, to be judging the Gentiles and executing judgment from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, then of course we're supposed to love righteousness, which is obviously obeying Yahweh Yahushai, fearing Yahweh Yahushai, having faith as well. So and obviously for these 2/3 who don't want to listen, let's go back to that as well. Zechariah 13 verse 8. It says here, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein." And that 1/3, the 144,000 are within the 1/3, but just the top of it. It's like the top part of the 1/3. And 1/3 of Yasharallah, Yahweh Shim Yashai, is willing to protect. And that's why it's good to fear Yahweh Shim Yashai, so that we don't get caught up with all this trouble. So do whatever you can to keep persevering with Yahweh Yahushai. I think there was another scripture I was going to bring as well. 6 and... yeah, these ones right here. 1 Thessalonians 5. "Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober." Because right now in this time, despite the news coming out of a cashless society, coming out of these bank branches and ATM machines start shutting down, clearly people who are not watchful of these news, they won't be aware that this beast system is going to be established very, very soon. And that microchip will be entered into those who don't fear Yahweh Yahushua. So now let's go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 9. "For Yahweh hath not appointed us to wrath." So Yahweh doesn't want us to be destroyed as well, or to be appointed to his anger. He says in verse 9, "But to obtain salvation by Yahawashi, Adon Yahawashi Mashayach," which is Lord Yahawashi Mashayach, which is our deliverer. So it says, so basically Yahweh doesn't want us to be part of his anger. He wants us to just focus on obtaining salvation from Yahushua, which is really the main aim. That's why it says in Wisdom chapter 1 verse 1, "Seek him in singleness of heart." So seek Yahweh Yahushua in singleness of heart. That's what we're supposed to do. Whatever position you're in, whether you have a job right now, you have a business, whatever your position you're in right now, just stay there. And whatever happens, just keep your faith in Yahweh Yahushua. If you lose your job, lose your income from your business, just keep having faith in Yahweh Yahushua. As Apostle Tahar said, man, just trust in the Lord. Let's see Psalms 119, I think. Let's see. It should be here. 115. I think 115 was the one. Psalms 115. Let's see. So it says, I'll read both of it. verse 9 and verse 11. So it says, O Yasharallah, O Israel, trust thou in the Lord, trust thou in Yahweh. He is their help and their shield. Let's read verse 11. Ye that fear Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. He is their help and their shield. And obviously, where it says Lord, that's where it's supposed to say Yahweh truly. But we know that through Yahweh Shai, that's how we're going to have access to Yahweh. So that's why I say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But I'll read it again with Yahweh's name. Ye that fear Yahweh, trust in Yahweh. He is their help and their shield. So clearly, whatever situation you're in, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai understands. And we just have to keep having faith, man. Never know when that moment comes, or which, yeah. If we, whatever position you're in, whether you go homeless, whatever suffering you go through, like, and not being able to have a job, not being able to have an income source, because really you're just relying on your ESOL system the whole time anyways. Eventually you have to detach, and that's going to be another test for the elect Yahweh Ratazar that will be part of it. That's what we're hoping for. Anyways, as part of that motivation as well, let's go to Isaiah chapter 42 again. Isaiah chapter 42 verse 4, yeah. This is the motivation, man. This is the motivation. This is taught about the elect right here, you know. This is for, so obviously if you believe and be hopeful that you're part of the elect, which is the 1/3, and the 144,000 men who have been preaching on the highways and byways and making videos and defending Yahweh and this truth. So this is what's gonna happen. But this is how they're gonna have, this is the type of spirit that they'll have. Yeah. It says, he shall not, in Isaiah chapter 42 verse 4, he shall not fail nor be discouraged till he have set judgment in the earth, and the isles shall wait for his law. So whose law is that? The law of Yasharallah. The ones that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has set for us. That's written all over the scriptures. Deuteronomy 5, I think it's within Exodus 20, I think. There's Matthew 22, and Matthew, speaking of Matthew 22, of the greatest commandment, which we should listen to and obey Yahweh, which is the one that we have to set in the utmost priority. This is the one, Matthew chapter 22. This law is the commandment of which Yahweh wants us to follow over everything. Over any other commandment, that's the greatest commandment. Let's go to Matthew chapter 22. Matthew chapter 22 verse, let's check something. I think I highlighted it somewhere. Yeah, so I'm coming. So one of the Pharisees, I heard that he had put the Sadducees aside, they work out together. So yeah, one of the Pharisees asked, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? And Yahushua said unto them, and this is verse 37 of Matthew chapter 22. And Yahushua said unto them, Thou shalt love the Lord Yahweh, thy power, with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. That's why you heard me saying, seek him in singleness of heart, because he's the main aim. You've got to be dedicated to Yahweh, Yahushua. Because in these times, you don't want to be in a position where you slip up, and Yahweh will ask, like, what has he done for me? And you haven't been doing any works. Yahweh Rasazar that were worthy of his mercy as well. Yeah. So it says here as well, in verse 38, this is the first and great commandment. So it's the first and great commandment, which is to love Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And how do you show that love and that commitment to Yahweh Yahushai? It's simply by following his law. And obviously we know that we're not perfect. We sin every now and then. But yeah, do your best to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and do his will, which is written within the scriptures. such as Colossians chapter 1 verse 27, which is warning every man. That's why the apostles, the elders and the brothers keep preaching the highways and byways and making videos as well to edify the flock, which is the Israelites, who Yahawashi Mashayach has opened their mind to as well. But anyways, I think I'm going to close out very soon. Let's see. So karma, Esau's system is going to come, but we shouldn't fear. We should always stay strong with Yahweh. Yahawashi will be good. It's fine. It will be good. That's the type of confidence that you should have with Yahweh Yahawashi. As long as you know that, showing that fear of Yahweh Yahawashi by doing His will over everything, not taking the max, not taking the microchip implant, which is the mark of the beast, eventually will come very soon. Who knows, it might be the end of this year or even the starting of next year, but eventually it will come. Because the faster Esau's system gets established, the faster it will fall. Because Yahawashi will come to bring that destruction. Yes, I think, let's see, one final scripture. I think it was, let me go to James 8. James 8. Where is James? Okay, cool. I think I missed it. Yeah, no, James 1 verse 8. Actually, I've already read that. So James 1 verse 12, it says, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation," because this is the time of temptation, being brought by many other people. It could be family members, friends, whatever. Temptation comes everywhere, but you just got to deal with it. So blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which Yahweh hath promised to him. Yahawashi Mashayach hath promised to him, to them that love him. And how do you show that love? Again, do the commandments and the will of Yahawashi Mashayach. And the first is to obviously seek him in singleness of heart, commit to Yahweh Yahawashi, as it says in Matthew chapter 22 verse 37. Let me get to that again. Chapter 22 verse 37. Let's go. So Yahawashi said unto them, "Thou shalt love the Lord Yahweh thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind." And that's just doing the will of Yahawashi Mashayach. That's how you show the love to Yahweh Yahawashi, to Yahweh especially. But yeah, obviously through the Son, that's how we get to Yahweh. So I think I'll end it there. And yeah, halalim la Yahawashi Mashayach, Bashir HaKodash, the bonus screamers and apostles. Thouda Yahawashi, Thouda Yahweh. Kaya and the family of Kodash Allah, the holy power. Kodash Allah meaning Kodash meaning holy, but Allah meaning power. To make this video, thought that Yahawashi, and please out him, keep enduring to the end. Yahawashi is gonna come soon, as we always say. Thought that Yahweh, thought that Yahawashi, Barak that Yahawashi, Barak that Yahweh. Shalom out him.